Hey everyone, welcome back to another year of Picksburgh Fantasy Football League. It is now, I think, the 12th year that we've run this league. So always glad to have everyone back. For the most part, we've kept a pretty good core. So I feel like we've built a rapport with each other. In some cases, heated rivalries. So um, the first NFL preseason game was just played, the Hall of Fame game. I honestly don't know who played. But whoever did, glad they won. So I'm glad one team won and the other team lost, I should say. But that can mean nothing other than fantasy football is only a few weeks away. So a couple notes before I get into my normal shtick about picking the draft picks. So just a few notes here. So let me pull my notes real quick. So we do have a new member. I would say most of you know him. You should all know his sons as well, because two of them are in the league. So we have Bob Feeney joined us. Nate unfortunately had to leave the league or wanted out, whatever. And then so Bob Feeney is replacing Nate as the new member. And as I was thinking through these, like how we would set up the schedule and the divisions and everything, it just made sense to make a change to the way the divisions work because I wanted to keep that Feeney, Curtis, Duncan rivalry, but because there's four Curtises, three Feeneys, and two Duncans, that I couldn't fit them all into the same division without kind of messing with rivalries and stuff like that. So that's why that's my next note here is we actually did change the division format to the divisional format. So we have three divisions, four teams each. Actually will work out really well because before I did this weird song and dance where I had everyone played everyone in the division twice, and then I had to the top three teams from each division played each other, and then the bottom three teams from each division last year played each other. It doesn't always work out very well. So what I ended up doing is so you play everyone in your division twice. So you play 6 games against your division, and then you play 8 games against everyone else. So everyone will play everyone else. There's no more of this I didn't play so-and-so. You're all going to play everyone. The first 3 weeks of the season will be against your division rivals, including your personal rival, who I've dictated for whatever reason. Usually it's brother against brother, brother against sister, whatever it might be. And there's a few people who I think over the years have kind of built a little bit of rivalry as well. So those are the first 3 weeks, the first week being rivalry week. Then the middle of the season is you play everyone else. And then last 3 weeks is, again, division rivalries. With the last week, week 14, being the week that you, again, play your rivals. You play them the first week and the last week. So I hope it works out well. We can always move around the schedule a little bit if it doesn't work out too well this year. But in terms of making the schedule, that seemed to be the easiest for me. So next note, just a reminder, and for anyone who's new, i.e. Bob, it is a PPR league. So PPR stands for points per reception, meaning you get, I think it's a half a point. I believe it's a half a point per catch that a receiver makes. So not only do you get the yards for that, you also get, if someone has 6 receptions, you get 3 points. If they have 9 receptions, you get 4.5 points. I think that's right. My math isn't great. So just a reminder about that. So that could come into your draft plans. There are some running backs that are better receivers than they are runners. So you can get more points from those guys. Forgot the one guy from Cleveland last year was a great third down back, caught lots of receptions. And I think won people some games. All right. The next item would be the draft date. So as always, we've always done it or not always, but for the most part have done this. It's going to be the day before the first game of the season. So that way, as injuries happen, we know Joe Burrow's down for a while. There might be other players who might be out for the season. So we're going to do the draft the day before the first game, which is September 6th. At 7:30. I think that's a fair compromise. But feel free, if we need to push it back to 8, we can do that. I think most years we finish right around 10 o'clock. So I don't know with people with kids, if that's too late, too early, let me know. So yeah, I think that's all the notes I have. Let me double check. Yes. So, all right. without further ado, for everyone knows, I'm going to put everything in a hat, and we'll go one person at a time. I'll put the names into a hat, and we'll draw all 12 draft picks, and we'll go from there. So, first, I don't know if you can really see that well. Bob Feeney, I put him first on purpose. And I did put these by division on the outset, so, and I apologize, I'm having some electrical work done today, so you might hear some background noise here. All right, so we're doing this with Bob. We got, we got Josh Bloom. Let me make sure that's folded. We got Liam. I'm not really thinking of anything funny to say this year. We have Devin. We got myself, Mike Kamish. Oh, and I forgot to mention, going to my next one, we got Lori Beth, who won last year despite picking a kicker in the second round and a defense in the third round. So we have Rich. We wish Rich a safe or a speedy recovery and plenty of well wishes. Then we have the old guys, the old man brain trust. Then we have Zach. Fold that one up. Then we have John Coveney. Then we got Eric. And last but certainly least, we have Matt. Hope everything is well with the Twins, Matt. All right, so everyone's in the hat. All right, so for the first overall pick in the Snake Draft in the 2023 Picksburgh Fantasy Football Championship will be, make sure I get one. Ooh, controversial. Lori Beth gets the first overall pick. Wow. You win the league and you get the first overall pick. All right, second overall pick will be Mr. Crew himself, J. Crew, John Coveney. All right. The third overall pick will be Rich. All right. The fourth overall pick will be the old man brain trust. All right. So that was fifth, right? Oh no, that was fourth. Okay. So the fifth overall pick belongs to Eric Duncan. All right, so we're on to the sixth pick. Is Matt Duncan. Sixth overall pick, right in the middle. I love that spot. They're all kind of getting nutsed up together here. So the seventh overall pick goes to Zach. All right, and I got to spread these out because they all ended up in one pile. So, all right. So the eighth overall pick belongs to Liam. All right. Pick number 9 belongs to Devin. All right. So we got 10, 11, and 12. We have Bob Feeney, myself, and Josh. All right. So for the 10th overall pick, we have Mike, 10th overall pick. All right, and then it comes down to those two. So for the 11th overall pick, we have Josh, which means Bob Feeney in your very first fantasy football draft. You get the very important 12th, but also the 13th pick. So you get 2 back-to-back. But then you have to wait forever for another pick. So, all right. We'll go through that order one more time. We have LB, John, Rich, the Old Man Brain Trust, Eric, Matt, Zach, Liam, Devin, Mike, Josh, and Bob Feeney. One last thing I'll mention, not that it was terribly important, but I did update the schedule already. So the schedule already is in effect. No need to check that, but I will go in right after this, and I will update the draft order as well. So we're good to go for the league. I think it's the earliest I've ever been done with all of this work. Usually I do it like the week or two before. So you have a whole month to prepare as to who you want as your first overall pick. All right, everyone. Have a great season, and I'll see you then.